Morning guys, it's the 29th, it's Friday the 29th, we're going into the weekend, so this is your weekend reading. I hope I find you all superbly well. How are you all doing? Are we excited for the weekend? I know I am. I've got a child free weekend this weekend. I only get one, 2 a month. That's the only time he goes to his dad's every other weekend. So at the moment, with having him full time, I'm looking forward to some me time. I am hoping to get a live in as well, so do watch out for that, guys. So we're doing the 29th, the 30th and the 31st. So here we go. Let's get straight in and see what they've got to say. See what they've got to say. Quite a powerful message yesterday. 29th, 30th and 31st. 29th. Quite a powerful one yesterday. Which ones, guys? Remember that? Lovely. So the first thing that comes apparent for me today is not putting all your eggs in one basket, okay? Not putting all your eggs in one basket, so not holding on to things too tightly either. So a bit of flexibility, I want to say, needs to be going on this weekend. A little bit of flexibility. Let's see what else comes out. Oh. I don't know about them. Let's put them back in, see if they come back out. They sort of just flipped over my finger, didn't they? Yeah, flexibility. Oh, we got Cupid. We got Cupid. We got love. So for some of you, we've got some love. I do feel like some of this is about your own heart, though. Obviously, we've got that flexibility thing going on as well. Ooh. Anything else, guys? Yeah, there's a big thing about love here. And the big thing about loving yourself. It's Cupid, even though it is, Cupid's arrow, it is making me feel it's more about loving yourself. I also just want to say that there was letting go of the past come out. And that does feel apparent. I just want to check that wasn't that. It does feel quite apparent for this. Weep, a weep, a weep, a weep, a weep, a weep, a. Right, I'm going with this. I'm going with it. So, let's have a look. Pull me, I forget I've done this so that you can at least sort of see the cards. Right. First card, focus on service. Second card, we've got the Cupid card. See only love. And then, of course, we've got the energy work. So, this for me screams you time. It screams self-love. It screams self-worth. It screams putting energy into yourself, putting energy into you. Can you see how this lady here is cradling? There's a baby in there, and she's looking after that baby. And underneath the deck, we have the play card, and that's a childlike play. So this is about there's another little girl in this Cupid one here, and she's blowing love hearts. And it does feel very much like it's about you finding your own inner you, your childlike state that you sort of lose as you go along the way. As you get older, you lose that innocence of being a child. You lose that that freeness to play, that freeness to use your imagination, that freeness to to play. Like, when the kids, I get it sometimes with George, and I say, Mommy, I'm this, I'm that, and I'm like, oh, really? 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 How the hell did you manage to think that up? And you forget that when you were a child, that is exactly what you used to do too, and we lose that inability. Well, we don't lose it, do we? We just get it sort of, you've got to grow up, you know how to be an adult, you've got to stop being silly, you've got to get on with things. So you lose that sort of inhibition to be childlike and free and, jump and laugh and scream and go out and act stupid. You lose that sort of inability. You grow up and you leave that behind. But this is very apparent to me with the three children on here. I'm going to get this one out, that this is about you going back to that state. And I'm not saying go out and be stupid, but you know, it's about you learning to find that inner child, that inner love for yourself, you know, to squash down any wounds that you've had, and be able to just let your heart run free and let your imagination run free and let the love for yourself run free. This order on service, it's like you're very much stuck in, you know, I need to get up, I need to do this, I need to do that, and then I do this, and then I go there, then I do the shopping, then I do my work, then I do, you know, whether it be school work, whether it be, you know, the washing, like I say, or the drying, or the washing up, or the cooking the meals. It's like you're that focused on everything else that goes on around you that you're not looking at you yourself. You're not being nice, and it says see only love. You're not seeing the love for yourself here. You're not giving yourself that time. You're not giving yourself a break. Maybe you're being a little bit too hard on yourself. Maybe you're being a little bit too hard on yourself and not spending enough time enjoying the children, you know, and getting into that childlike, that form, because you're being very serious about everything that's going on around you at the moment. And we all get into them scenarios, don't we, where, you know, it's like, stop bothering me because I'm busy doing this, or mummy's got to get this done, or daddy's got to get this done, and you're not living that more innocent, more free going life. And I guess in the situation we're in at the moment, especially if you're not having to work through it, we haven't got that excuse the same, have we, to be too over the top on how much time everything's taking us, because we have plenty of time to do everything. So I want to say that some of this is about you, you know, this weekend, about just kicking back, having that time, seeing only love for yourself, seeing only love for the young ones around you, and maybe trying to mimic a little bit what they're doing and get down there and do that role playing with them, and have that fun, and let yourself, you know, get up and have a dance, put the music on, have a drink, have a dance, let yourself be free, I want to say. You know, get rid of the cares and the worries of the week, and really just let yourself, like I was just going to say, let yourself fly. Well, this unicorn here, of course, is mystical, isn't it? And you could get on it, and you could float through the sky, because that's what a child would see there. They'd see a fairy that was on a horse that could fly if it wanted to, or that the fairy could get off and come off and fly, or it could make the unicorn fly. Okay, so it's about you seeing the more, yeah, you can see the little fairies around it dancing. And if I was to bring my childlike thoughts into this, they're sprinkling fairy dust and they're going to set off and fly through the sky. So, you know, it's about you finding your inner child, I want to call it, in not such a you know, a definite way. We're not talking like finding your inner child and dealing with your wounds here. We're just talking about letting your inner child out, letting the childlike you come out to play a little bit this weekend, and just having that little bit of fun and that little bit of time to have that fun. That could also run in your relationships, because the Cupid card is here and I won't ignore it. So that could be in your relationships as well. It's about having fun in your relationships and not taking them too seriously, and just seeing the love of everything that's going on and not looking too far into the future with that. But yeah, there's too much focusing on the practical side of life rather than working on the fun side of life. And they're saying, you know, that energy can be around you if you so choose. If you so choose, you can play. Okay, you can play. Let's see what this says. It says, beloved one, it's time to set aside work for a while. Don't worry, we will oversee your responsibilities to their completion. Playfulness, gaiety, and laughter will lift your energy so that you'll return to work with a renewed perspective and heightened energy. So for some of you, you know, you've been just taking life that little bit too seriously just recently. And the angels and the spirits are just asking you for this weekend, just for this weekend, if you can't even keep it up because you're busy working, just for this weekend, it's time to kick back, have some fun. The best way to do it is to do it with your children, isn't it? If you have got children, have some fun with the kids. Get down, do some hampering in, do some drawing, play a bit of Twister, do something that's really, really exciting and pushes you a little bit out of your comfort zone. Have them kids looking at you going, well, mum or my dad doesn't usually do this. How exciting. You know, really push the boat out there, guys. So it's all about fun. All about fun this weekend. All about finding your childlike side. I will pull a couple of cards for the romance side, just because we didn't really get anything for that and it is the weekend. I usually do a double do. Got some dating. We got some dating going on. Let me just see. Let's see what else we got. Oops. Whoa. Nice. See if anything else comes out. It does feel like fun with these cards as well. I do get this real feeling of fun and being flexible. Going back to what they gave me earlier, being flexible. What else did they give me? Gosh, but honest, once you get somewhere, once you move on to something else, you forget what you've said. I have to listen back to the videos every single time because it's like, when you're channeling, you don't really take in what the words that come out of your mouth, but there was this feeling of like flexibility, wasn't there? And that's how it feels. It feels like just this weekend, be flexible about what you do. Don't be, don't be putting too much emphasis on it's 7 o'clock, it's bedtime. It's 7 o'clock, we're getting up. It's dinner time at 12. All these set regimes that we would normally have. They're sort of saying to me, just go with the flow. Do what you've got to do. Let things just happen as they happen. Have a weekend off of timings and pushing things into intersections and goals. So for the love side, we get the dating, we get the silver waterfall, we get the boundaries, and we get the soulmates card. Okay, now this for me again is a little bit like it's a little bit like having fun and dropping the boundaries, because the boundaries card again here comes in the middle of the silver waterfall. It comes next to the silver waterfall. So the dating is about going out, having fun, and I'm not literally saying go out because most of us can't go out, but it's about, so say you and your partner decide to have a date night once the kids go to bed, or maybe, you're in a situation where you're both key workers and the children can go to the grandparents, or whatever the situation. It's about, having that time for yourself and having that fun. If you're on dating websites and stuff, you may have that wonderful date plan this weekend via WhatsApp, whatever it is you're doing. I have heard of a lot of people that are dating, and having date nights through WhatsApp. Through Zoom, through whatever media you use, so that's nice. But I do feel like, it's about not being too strict even in your relationships. It's about you having that little bit of fun. So, if you're feeling like, oh my God, it's been 3 months since me and my husband had a date because we've been stuck in with the children, get them to bed and make a special effort. Get dressed up, make a meal, blah, blah, blah. Yeah? Silver waterfall is all about you making the most of what you want. This usually is the silver lining for me in a reading. And this is like you can make your own silver lining for me today. It's about you having that inspiration and them ideas and what you can do a little bit outside the box to make the relationship work. If you are having to, if you've met someone, or you recently met someone before you went into the lockdown, you've got to change your way of dating, haven't you? And sometimes you have to do that via video call, and that's good, we could order a separate takeaway and sit and eat it together over the phone, watch a film together. Just whatever it is that can make things special. Pull down the boundaries, don't be so stringent on how things need to go in your relationship this weekend. Just let things be. Let things be, yeah? Soulmates, yeah, are usually not as bad as, at coming in and making us learn. So we don't have to be learning all the time. This is how this soulmates card means to me. Can you see here how they're both making these love hearts and here? And it feels like they're both making magic together. They're both making magic together because they've brought down the boundaries, because they're thinking out of the box, because they're doing things that they both enjoy together. Because that's what happens when you first start dating, isn't it? It's all exciting. When you first start dating, it doesn't really matter what you're doing as long as you're doing it together. That's the beauty of when you first get together, and that's what this soulmates cards feels like. It's about, two people coming together and making things exciting, making things work, making things come together. I mean, this woman here, she hasn't got a shield up. She hasn't got this. She's got a spear there, but it's not up. She's not ready to fight. So it's about bringing down those boundaries today. walking into doing things in a different way on a lighter note, having a bit of fun. Having a little bit of fun and having a little bit of you time. Just have you time. You and them time. Yeah? However you need to make it work, make it work. But do it like the other cards, in a childlike way. So this weekend, guys, we all need to be being more childlike and having a little bit more fun and not taking life too seriously, basically, is what it's all about. Change your focus just for this weekend. If you're a little bit, uptight and you don't usually do silly little things and, have that extra little bit of fun, or you're not the most romantic, just try and step out of the box a little bit this weekend and just see if you can, get rid of the boundaries, get rid of the usual little stringent you and do something a little bit more exciting. So, yeah, all good. Right, I'm going. I'm off to start the weekend. I hope you all have a fantastic time and I'll see you all on Monday. Have some fun, guys. Let your inner child out. Yay! Goodbye.